Lesson 3.5. Now that we know what the periodic table looks like, we know what the mass number is, that's the bigger number in the box. We know what the atomic number is, that's the smaller number. We know that proton equals to atomic, which equals to electron number. And we know how to calculate our neutron number, which is mass number, subtract atomic number. Then we're able to look at how exactly are these elements arranged on the periodic table. Now, the periodic table are arranged vertically into groups. So groups go down on the periodic table, and they are arranged horizontally into periods. So those go across the periodic table. Now, the group 1 elements, they are referred to as the alkali metals. They are soft, they're silver colored metals. They are very reactive, extremely reactive. Matter of fact, if we want to keep probably, for example, some sodium, if you want to keep it from reacting, we have to store it under water. It's very reactive. It will react with the air that is present around it. These elements have just one valence electron, and the elements range from lithium all the way down to francium. Group 2 elements are referred to as the alkaline earth metals. They are silvery white metals. They're fairly reactive. So they are very reactive, but not as reactive as the group 1 metals. And many of them are found in rocks and in the earth's crust. These metals range from beryllium down to radon, and beryllium, magnesium, calcium, and strontium, those are responsible for those brightly colored flames that we get during the fireworks. In the middle, this huge chunk right here, they're referred to as the transition metals. Most of them are good conductors of electricity. They're malleable, which means they're easily bent, and they can be easily hammered into sheets or wires, so they're malleable. And moving right along, we go to group 8, which is the next significant group of the periodic table. No, group 7, I'm sorry. So all group 7 elements, they're referred to as halogens. Most of them are poisonous. They're diatomic. They're fairly reactive, and they react readily with alkali metals. So they range from fluorine to astatine. So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Diatomic meaning they are the twin groups, which means if we're going to see fluorine, it's not going to be by itself, it's going to have its twin sister. So it's always going to be F subscript 2, Cl subscript 2, Br subscript 2, and so on. And the final group on the periodic table, in some books you may see it labeled as group 0, group 8, or group 18. This group is referred to as the noble gases. They're unreactive, and they're all gases at room temperature. So the noble gases are helium all the way down to radon. Alright, so just a quick recap of all the groups on the periodic table. So group 1 are referred to as your alkali metals, and that is because they react with water to form an alkaline solution, which is a basic solution. We'll look more into that in another topic. They're very reactive because they only have one valence electron. My group 2 elements, so those are referred to as the alkaline earth metals. They also are very reactive, but not as reactive as group 1. And those are soft metals. They have 2 valence electrons. My group 7, those are my halogens. They have 7 valence electrons. So those only need 1 electron to fill their outer shell, and hence they're very reactive. Group 8 are referred to as the noble gases. They are unreactive because they have a completely filled outer shell, which means they don't need to bond with anybody. They don't need to react with anybody because they're already considered stable.